Finding problems, that's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Now on Talking Solutions, JAG Nevada. Today we're welcoming Ann Wozniak and Michelle Cody.
Good morning.
Thank you.
We've talked to JAG Nevada in the past. Most recently, we had Dr. Rene Cantu, and he was giving us some amazing statistics about the success of this program. For people who don't know what JAG Nevada is,
JAG Nevada is part of a nationwide program called Jobs for America's Graduates. Our development of the nonprofit came in 2014, and what it is a dropout prevention program. Our governor was on the national board and saw the need in Nevada for this program and brought it here, contacted Dr. Cantu to get the nonprofit going after they did a pilot program in 2013 with about 7 schools up in the northern region of the state. Dr. Cantu came in, got it implemented, and right now we have 53 programs in 41 high schools across the state. We target what we like to call students with potential or students with promise, looking at students that have barriers, have disconnected with high school, and are in jeopardy of dropping out of high school. We step in, we teach them life skills. It's a career readiness program, but we work with them academic-wise, get them back on track to graduate on time. And then there's a year follow-up after they graduate to help them stay on track and follow their career goal, whether it be going into the military or onto college or into the workforce.
one of many cool things about JAG Nevada, when the kids graduate, they don't just drop off the edge of the planet.
Right.
You actually follow them for, I believe it's a year after graduation.
Yes, so we have a 12-month follow-up, and our national statistics, what we call our 5 of 5, come in the follow-up phase where we record our graduation rates, our job placement rates, our post-secondary education rates, and we hit the 5 of 5 national standards for the first time.
This is new.
We are so proud of ourselves. We are working harder to keep those stats up, but we have a lot of success. We are changing lives out there. We have student success stories that will bring tears to your eyes. We just love this program. We really do.
I think anybody who finds out about JAG Nevada ends up loving the program very quickly because there's so much to celebrate. Amy, one of the things that Dr. Rene Cantu said, he was talking about the incredible success of graduation rates, comparing what our Southern Nevada schools do to the JAG Nevada graduation rates. I think he said the difference for African American students involved in the JAG Nevada program, instead of a graduation rate somewhere in the 50s, it was something like 94%.
Yes.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Is it the connection with the students that makes that difference?
It is. We look for very specific traits when we're filling our specialist position. So the specialists work for the nonprofit. They are not a school district employee. So they come into the class and they become the teacher of the curriculum, but they also become their mentor, their guidance counselor, their second parent or third parent, but just that constant adult in their life that provides them the full support and advocates for them and really helps them, teach them how to set goals and attain those goals and set new goals and really address things that are standing in their way as barriers to get where they need to be and where they want to be. And a lot of kids don't know where they want to be. But with career interests, exercises, and learning the different curriculum, field trips, bringing in guest speakers, and really exposing students to what's available based on where their interest lies, it sparks that flame, and they become a real tight-knit family. The JAG class is a place to hang out during lunch breaks and after schools, and every student that's enrolled into the program becomes part of a career association, which is kind of like a club. They elect officers and they have regular monthly meetings and then they plan events. We have 5 components of the Career Association: leadership development, civic awareness, social awareness, career development, fundraising, and community service projects. So throughout the year, they're not only working on themselves, but getting out into the community and helping where there might be a need in other nonprofit organizations or other programs by doing community service projects.
You know, we have a problem with our graduation rate in the state of Nevada.
Yes.
We're getting better, but, you know, we're still languishing in the bottom tier of states when it comes to graduation. I appreciate that Governor Sandoval has made this a priority during his terms as governor. But with JAG Nevada, I think it's really exciting you're talking about the instructors who are part of the 501c3 charity that is JAG Nevada, they also take one-on-one these students in the program. It's like you have by your side someone who obviously cares about your success. So instead of a situation where I think far too often in the school districts that a kid who is falling through the cracks just does. There's nobody there to catch them. There's nobody there to say, wait a minute, there's more in you than you realize. Let us help you find your interest, your purpose. And instead of those kids not graduating, many of them now are basically rescued by JAG Nevada.
Yes. Ann will share some success stories, but every student out there has their own struggles, whether it be peer pressure and academic-wise that they're falling short, lack of confidence, or something going on at home. Even though it may not be a bad home life, there are struggles if they're a single-parent family, if they're constantly moving from place to place. The students, they're resilient and they learn to deal with it, but the specialist comes in really as the mentor to pull everything together and get them refocused. And you'll see it in the success stories of the students. They were into drugs, or they were getting into gangs, or just totally being disconnected and not caring about the diploma. There is no value there. We have a lot of first-time graduates within the families. Their parents didn't graduate, and now they have a purpose, and they want to be the first one to graduate because they want to be a role model for their younger siblings. I'm an emotional person, and every time I go and hear a kid talk, I'm just bawling like a baby. But I love it. And it's changing lives. It's giving the kids purpose and goals. You know?
Michelle, how can you not get emotional when you realize that this makes such a difference? You mentioned just a moment ago that there are kids out there who don't think that graduation and that focus on where they're going from there makes any difference. Financially, it makes a huge difference.
Yes.
As far as your success in life.
Along those lines, the research that we've done shows by 2020, 60% of the jobs in Nevada are going to be middle skill jobs, meaning they don't require a 4-year degree, but they require some training. And yes, we have students that will go on. They want to be doctors, lawyers, things that do obviously require that 4-year degree. But we have a lot of students that come to realize that their interest lies in something that's more tech-based or skills-based, maybe a nursing CNA type program or something in the construction trades where they can get a 2-year associate's perhaps and be able to move into a career path that really is of interest to them. That's really what the second part of JAG does. Of course, we want to get the kids to graduation. We have to help them see the benefit of that. But then we're connecting them to their future and helping them to find these career paths that are going to be in demand or already are in demand in Nevada.
Ann Wozniak is with us. Also, Michelle Cody. It's JAG Nevada. You are so right. There is a lot of opportunity, jobs, financial security. You don't need a 4-year degree. Schools like CSN, trade schools, internship programs, apprentice programs. It's not just black or white. I didn't graduate, so I'm going to go work at a casino. There is so much more to Nevada now than there used to be, and these kids deserve to be able to take advantage of that.
We work with over 800 employers across the state, so we have a lot of different opportunities for students, and we do a lot of career exploration activities with students. We have guest speakers in the classroom. They will go for career exploration trips, that type of thing. One of our greatest success stories to date is with Tesla at their Gigafactory up in Reno. We did a pilot program where we put together a tradition with Tesla, so we identify students that are interested in advanced manufacturing. They would visit the Gigafactory. We sent our first cohort of students a year ago. We had about 17 make the trip up to Tesla. 92% of those students received job offers, and we had 7 of them decide to accept those job offers. So they made the move up to Sparks, Nevada. We work with organizations throughout the community to make this happen. We help them acquire housing. We help them determine how they're going to get to and from their jobs, that type of thing. Those students have had great success. They're young adults, obviously, now. The wonderful part for them is they are working full-time with Tesla, and then they are attending TMCC, the community college nearby, in order to build on their skills so they can get promoted and continue to get promoted with Tesla. And that's all paid for by Tesla.
Wow.
So really wonderful opportunities for our students. One of our students has been promoted already. She initially thought she wanted to go to school to be a psychologist or graduate with a psychology degree. She did not get accepted to her college of choice. And that same day, the opportunity to go up to Tesla came on her radar. And so she ended up deciding, I'll go check that out. She ended up making the move. And now she wants to be an engineer. And she's going to TMCC to pursue that path. So it's providing these opportunities for students that perhaps would not have known this without JAG.
And students who perhaps would not even have graduated without JAG.
Correct.
JAG Nevada is our discussion topic right now on Talking Solutions. And we have Michelle Cody with us, also Ann Wozniak. Governor Sandoval's initial goal was 50 schools.
We're 53 programs in 41 schools, and his goal was for us to be in 50 schools. We have some schools that have multiple programs because the need is so great in the community. I know Governor Sandoval recently said he wanted the JAG program in every school. That's all a matter of funding, but any additional funding that we can get into the program can open another school.
And when you go into those schools, Michelle, there is, I'm guessing, no cost for the school because you are a 501c3 charity as JAG Nevada.
Correct.
And you employ your own instructors who are part of the program. So if a school has a need and those kids who are in danger of falling through the cracks don't have the support systems that they need to be successful,
right,
you're able to come in and say, this is a school that we should try to assist.
Right. And each year the curriculum is tailored a little bit different.
For instance, for kids who are in their senior year and they're getting ready to graduate, you're certainly going to look at things differently than a kid who's in ninth grade. So we're really going to really
hammer the resumes and mock interviewing, really getting them prepared with the financial literacy. Whereas looking at the younger grades, 9th and 10th graders, we're really working on the social skills, self-value, teamwork, leadership, things like that. Each year the curriculum's a little bit different, even though we have 87 competencies and we teach them in a variety of ways. So it's not a regular teaching job where you have this standard curriculum and worksheets. They really have the flexibility to learn the dynamics of their class and teach in a way the students are going to be more responsive. Some are more audio, some are more visual, and to take that same lesson and teach it in a multitude of ways so that you ensure that every student in that class understands before they move on to the next lesson. So there's a lot of teamwork and activities and games and fun, and people walk past the class and go, what are you guys doing there? It's so noisy and everybody's just laughing and playing, but it's really a different way to help the kids learn. It was difficult in some of the schools when we first go in. The first few years, we were considered to be a dumping ground. They're like, oh, okay, you're taking all the bad kids. Here, take all the bad kids.
Take all the troublesome ones.
Take all the trouble kids. And we're like, no, it's not going to work because we look at three things. The kid has to want the program. They have to need the program. And they have to be able to benefit from the program. So if you have these kids that come in that have no interest, they don't care who you are and what you say to them. They just don't want to be a part of it. They're not going to take the extra step to make up that credit or do a summer school program or an online class to get their credits up. So there's an interview process. They'll identify the students that they feel are right for the program, and then our specialist comes in and really interviews the students. There's only so many slots that we can fill because we only teach 3 classes. But the bonus is, once we get the roster and everything, we also ask that our specialists integrate themselves into the school community and provide services to the school. They may fill in as a sub one day. They may do lunch duty and help monitor the kids during lunch breaks. They may run student stores. They may run concession stands, get their JAG kids to do that as fundraising activities or community service projects. So the school benefits not only from helping improve their statistics, but they also get that extra person in the school that can fill in here and there.
Well, it gets that JAG Nevada representative out into the general school population. So interested individuals can find out a little bit more about this JAG Nevada.
Yes. There's a lot of different moving parts of a JAG specialist. So even though they only teach 3 sessions, they're there all day from the moment school starts to the very moment school ends and sometimes beyond.
They're accessible.
Yes. Like I said, the JAG room becomes a place for the kids to come out and hang out during lunch because it's where they feel comfortable. Kids may pop in between classes, say, I need help with my math. Can you schedule tutors to come in this week to help us out? So we work with tutors, bring them into the classrooms. We do academic remediation appreciation days.
Whatever you got to do to help these kids get to graduation.
Whatever we need to do to get them caught up and on track for graduation.
And beyond.
And beyond.
We're talking about JAG Nevada, a really exciting program in a lot of schools. We've got Michelle Cody and Ann Wozniak. Ann, you were giving us success stories about these students. I love this.
I would love to share a story kind of piggybacked on our specialists in the classroom. They truly will do whatever it takes. They are there for the students in good times, bad times. They are accessible to them pretty much 24 hours a day. One of my favorite stories just this year, a young lady had not passed chemistry her junior year and she had to retake it. And she was terrified. If she didn't pass, she was not going to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of shut down. She thought, I don't know that I'm going to pass that class, so why should I be working so hard? Because it may mean nothing at the end.
That's a hurdle I can't overcome.
Exactly. So she shared this with her JAG specialist, and her JAG specialist, after teaching her classes during the day, took a chemistry class so that she could then teach her student the concepts that were troubling her in order to help her pass that class. So together, they passed chemistry. That, to me, is exactly the kind of story that we hear all the time about our JAG specialists. I can tell you right now, it would be daunting for me to take a chemistry class.
That is dedication.
It's dedication. And this is just one of the thousands of stories that we hear all the time about the dedication from our specialists. They are truly the secret sauce for JAG Nevada. We could not have the amazing results that we do without these dedicated people.
We've got to get the right kind of person to be involved in a program like this. Those wonderful success stories, can we find them on a website, get more information about JAG Nevada?
Absolutely. We do have a website that anyone can visit, jagnv.org. On that website, you can see our data. We are very data-driven. That's one of our key components. We knew early on that we absolutely needed a talented data person. That's why Michelle was brought on board, because that is her area of expertise. And we are very blessed to have that, because the data is what we need to know that we're being successful. Because, of course, if we see any trends and we need to change anything up, it's very helpful, because at the end of the day, it truly is about the students and what we do that can change the trajectory for them. On the website, you can read about our history, see all of our data. You can read student success stories. You can look at upcoming events. For example, anyone that would like to visit a classroom, over the summer, we're going to be having some events that we will be opening up to the public. So there will be opportunities. Sign up to be on our notification list. So if there's not something listed right now that works for them, they can sign up to be on our notification list. We'll happily email them when we have some new opportunities, and we would love to invite them to do that. There are just a lot of exciting things happening at JAG, and they can find out all about them on our website.
At jagnv.org. We're going to put all the links and everything on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our talk today. Michelle, and one of the things that we do with Talking Solutions, we always ask, what can we do to help you?
We are always looking for volunteers for our program. We are looking for any type of involvement. There's many different ways to be involved. We love to have guest speakers come in and share their expertise with our students. We always ask our guest speakers to be prepared to talk about their career path, because oftentimes we find that people have overcome many obstacles to get to where they are today, and that's really empowering to our students and really to anyone who hears the stories. We are of course, looking for financial support within the community, in-kind versus monetary. There's always opportunities for that. We have an annual career development conference. It happens each spring, and anyone can contact us throughout the year and tell us they'd love to be involved. We need judges. We need presenters. Basically, through this program, we bring in about 300 JAG students from across the state. We hold competitions for them in, say, employability skills. There's public speaking competitions, those types of things. But then also we want guest speakers to help teach them about financial literacy, etiquette. This past year, we had volunteers from Dress for Success come in and help our students learn how to dress professionally. All types of opportunities with that. Visit our website. Any of your listeners can contact us about how they would like to get involved.
there's a lot that you could do to help JAG Nevada, which is a 501c3 charity. It does not cost the schools. They do not have to pay for the instructors who are tied to JAG Nevada, the cost of the program, any of that. That is taken care of by the charity. And that's why we say when there's something we can do to help, it could be monetary, could be volunteering. I like the idea that for career information for these students, that someone could come in and say, hey, here's what I do. Let me talk to you about this a little bit. Let me tell you how I got here, because I didn't really mean to do this for a living. But wow, what a lucky break. And so they are exposed to a lot of different opportunities. And the thing that I find that is very exciting, besides the higher graduation rates and the successes with JAG Nevada, is the fact that you guys stay with those graduates for that year following their graduation to get them on track for a job, a career, no matter what it is, so that they're up and going and running. Do you have a lot of the students who have graduated and passed come back to JAG Nevada?
Yes. Yes, we do. And just as an example, we did a rural road trip. So we went all the way up to Ely, visiting our school up there. And while we were there, a young man came into the classroom 4 years later to touch base with the JAG specialist. He came in to show off his business license because he was one of those kids that was totally disconnected. He was in and out of the juvenile justice system, sitting in a cell one day thinking what's going on, and he attributes what he learned in JAG to help him redirect himself, and now he's starting his own business. And he said, I owe this all to JAG. 4 years after the fact. 4 years, and he's still coming back. Dr. Cantu and I just sat there and bawled our eyes out. It was so touching, and his passion about the program and how much it helped him redirect his life and go against everything that he grew up learning, not only from his peers, but family members as well. And it's awe-inspiring, the difference that we're making out there in some of these kids' lives. Disconnected students don't have to slip through the cracks. It's too hard. Nobody cares that I'm here. I'm going to end up not graduating, and that's just going to be the way it goes. A student who is willing to apply themselves and get involved with JAG Nevada can have a very different ending. Yes, and we're hoping at some point, once we get a few years in, is really to start up an alumni career association. So all our JAG students that have gone out and are beyond that year of follow-up, it would be nice to have them come back and say, I was a JAG kid 4 or 5 years ago. I started off rocky, but with the skills that I learned, this is where I'm at now. And that would be great. The kids who are currently involved in the JAG Nevada programs at the schools, how could they not be touched by a student who came in and said, here's where I was, here's where I am now. Right. Success is great. Yes. Michelle, Ann, is there anything I'm forgetting? I think we covered just about everything. But like I said, we are fairly new. We've only been around for 4 years. So we're always trying to get our name out there. We want people to know who JAG is and what we do. And what a difference you can make. What a difference we're making.
The one thing I would love to mention, though, is the program is very streamlined. So it costs about $1,400 annually per student in our program.
That's nothing.
Whereas if we can keep that student in high school, the school, they get the state, and I can't remember the name of it, the stipend per student, and it's around $8,600.
So it costs you way less to help that student
stay in school.
The bonus back to the school for keeping that student is several times what it would cost.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, because we have the elective for students, that means it's opening up seats in other electives. So there's not such high class size in other electives. So there's truly a benefit at the school. But we are thankful for being able to be a guest on the school's property because it allows us then to absolutely work with students. There's a lot of before and after school type programs for students, but many of our students can't stay after school or come early. They depend on the bus to and from school. They also maybe have responsibilities at home with younger siblings or helping their family. So we feel that having JAG as part of their school day is really beneficial for many students. Michelle mentioned that the JAG classroom becomes a place for them to come and feel safe, and it truly is. But many of the students that come in during their lunch or during a break in their day, it's because they are taking online courses to get back on track, something that we will pay for or will make sure happens. Or if they're getting being tutored, we pay for tutoring. We have tutors come into the classroom and any student can make use of the tutoring. And that, again, is something that maybe is not available to them anywhere else.
You can go to jagnv.org for all the information on JAG Nevada. I'm hearing all these good things about the program. Is there even a downside? Because I'm not seeing it.
Not that we see.
We have a wait list for schools that want a JAG program.
Yes.
We have waiting lists in the schools of students that want to join the JAG program. There's such a need. Right now we have almost 3,400 students in the program, and it's those 3,400 that we're making a difference for. Yes, we want to make a difference for every student in Nevada that needs and wants JAG-type services, but at this point, the funding just is not great enough. We are trying to get there.
We could help with that. JAG Nevada is growing very quickly, just not quickly enough to serve the entire need. You're getting there. JAGNV.org for information. Every time I talk to somebody about JAG Nevada, I come out thinking, wow, this is so good for our students, and I can just see positive things in the future. So it's JAGNevada.org. Michelle Cody and Ann Wozniak, thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you, Terry.